We all seen them, sometimes overpowering, the constant words on the screen that became even more prevalent because of TikTokers stuffing them in their video. For some, it is a nice suggestion while watching a movie, while for others, they can't hear without
What's the
them.
trouble, Corporal? There's a truck tailing us, sir.
Here I come.
What's the trouble, Corporal? Truck tailing us, sir.
Google defines subtitles as captions displayed at the bottom of a movie or television screen that translate or transcribe the dialogue or narrative, and captions as a title or brief explanation appended to an article, illustration, cartoon, or poster.
Do you want to play a game?
Screws the pooch. I tell you to stay away from this.
Hope now you understand the difference between subtitles and captions. Using them interchangeably will not be tolerated from this point on. So, as we all know, the world used to be black and white. Anyways, the earliest films didn't have any original audio at all, not even dialogue or ambient sound. Shown on the screen is one of the first motion pictures in the world, directed and produced by French inventor Louis Le Prince, is currently showing on the screen. It was the silent film Roundhay Garden Scene, which was shot in Leeds, England in 1888. And before we move on, let me say, the internet is undefeated. Check out some of the comments of the upload on YouTube. Still, they often showed scenes where, in real life, you'd definitely expect sound, like a bustling city street or someone dramatically slamming a door. To help audiences keep up, filmmakers used an early form of subtitles. The first film to use a primitive form of subtitles was the 1901 British film, Scrooge or Marley's Ghost, directed by Walter R. Booth and produced by Robert W. Paul. We now call them intertitles because, unlike modern subtitles that appear at the bottom of the screen, while the action is happening, these came between scenes. More innovation came in the early 1900s by Edwin W. Porter, became known for his creative titles in films such as College Chums in 1907, who in College Chums used words in a way modern movies do in a scene, to symbolize how the phone carried words through the air. But up until this point, these subtitles were burnt into the original film, meaning if you wanted them shut off, the whole film would shut off. Around 1909, innovators even tried projecting text onto the film itself, using devices like magic lanterns or by printing text on a parallel film strip, essentially the first attempt at what we now call subtitles. But you can imagine the issues with that, although widely debated. In fact, some sources credit M.N. Trop. In 1909, with coining the term subtitles for text at the bottom of the screen, various experimental subtitling techniques were explored in that era. Filmmaker Abraham Schomer in 1920 experimented with speech bubbles. And I'm grateful they became extinct, because imagine watching a movie where half the screen is dialogue. At the tail end of the 1920s, talkies, sound films, emerged and largely replaced intertitles for domestic audiences. You ain't heard nothing yet. Pretty meta for the first non-silent movie. However, foreign language films still needed translation for international viewers. Subtitles as we know them began appearing in sound films to translate dialogue in the 1930s. Pioneers like Herman G. Weinberg developed methods to add translated text at the bottom of the frame without interrupting the picture. Weinberg, who subtitled over 300 films in his 60-year career, first tried using full-frame translation cards, like silent intertitles, for German talkies, but audiences found them frustrating. The modern equivalent of
Forever. Yeah, that's
No, please,
Let's have it.
You don't understand. Please, this is all I have. I'm not.
inserting a PowerPoint slide of dialogue between all the scenes in a major blockbuster is a guaranteed box office hit. He then cautiously tested inserting text within the film frame at the bottom using an editing machine Moviola, and noticed viewers naturally just dropped their eyes to read without losing track of the film. This proved that subtitles could successfully convey dialogue in real time, and soon optical and chemical processes were developed to burn translations onto film prints in the 1930s. By making it possible to distribute one film with multiple language subtitles, This innovation was a major milestone in opening cinema to global audiences.